You ever see a crime happen right in front of your eyes and realize no one's going to believe you? That's exactly what happened to me the day my neighbor's golden boy decided to rob my backyard cabin in broad daylight. I mean, picture this. I'm deep into some coding trying to focus when suddenly I hear glass shattering behind my house like a gunshot through my peace and quiet. I look out and see Dylan Hall, the 20-year-old son of my neighbor Kimberly, the same kid everyone in the cul-de-sac calls a future senator, just wailing on my cabin door with a crowbar. He's not even trying to hide it. He smashes the lock, kicks through the frame, and slips inside like he's done it 100 times before. You know that feeling when your blood goes cold and every hair on your arm stands up? That was me. I grab my phone, heart-pounding, dial 911, and whisper to the dispatcher that some lunatic is breaking into my cabin, all while watching Dylan toss my stuff around through the window like he's shopping for a new laptop. The dispatcher tells me to stay put. Don't confront him, officers are on the way. Then something happens I still can't wrap my head around. Dylan just stops right in the middle of grabbing my emergency cash. The money I kept hidden for my wife Rachel's pregnancy complications, drops it, whips out his own phone and starts yelling 911. I just stopped someone from breaking into my neighbor's cabin. I kid you not. He spends 5 minutes robbing me and then tries to call the cops as the hero. The nerve of this kid. But what really blows my mind is how cool he is about it. It's like he'd rehearsed this scene. By the time Officer Martinez rolls up, Dylan's outside, pointing at the mess, calm as can be. "Officer, thank God you're here. I was jogging by when I saw a guy breaking into Mr. Bryant's cabin. I scared him off. Look, I even grabbed some of the stuff he dropped." He pulls out a set of old work gloves, a crowbar that doesn't even match the one he used, and a fake wallet, like he had props ready just to frame some imaginary burglar. He spins this tale so smooth I almost start doubting what I saw myself. But I can't let this stand, so I head outside and try to set the record straight, tell Officer Martinez that Dylan's the thief, that I watched him do it. But Dylan, cool as ice, just gives me this look like he's sorry I'm confused and gently explains to the cop that I must be stressed out from the pregnancy, maybe misremembered things. The kid even tells Officer Martinez, "I think the pressure's getting to him, sir. It's diabolical. He's gaslighting me in front of my own house." Meanwhile, neighbors start gathering. Mrs. Chen, the sweet old lady from across the street, pats Dylan on the arm and tells me I should be thanking this brave young man. Even Rachel gets home, sees the broken door, the cops. Dylan's surrounded by neighbors, and she takes his side. She tells me, real gentle, "Honey, everyone saw Dylan helping out. Maybe you were confused." That's when it hits me. I'm on my own. My neighbors think I'm losing my mind. My own wife is worried I'm cracking up. And the thief, he's getting high-fived on the sidewalk. But Dylan's slip-ups give me hope. He describes the inside of my cabin details. No jogger would know, like where I keep my tools or the tiny fridge in the corner you can't see from outside. Then I spot glass on his shoes from the broken door. Still, after the police leave, the neighborhood's treating me like I'm the problem, not Dylan. I spend the evening watching Dylan's mom, Kimberly, giving him a proud pat on the back, like he just saved the world. That night, as Rachel calls her sister about my stress, I see Dylan and his mom scheming next door. Then after dark, I hear footsteps outside, slow, deliberate, circling the house. There's a shadow at the tree line. I lie there, not daring to wake Rachel, wondering what comes next. That's when Kimberly shows up on my porch the next morning. Business suit, clipboard, fake smile. She tells me the HOA needs documentation for neighborhood safety, then lays out photos of me from weeks back, just being outside or getting the mail, but with notes making me look like some kind of creep. She starts hinting at concerning behavior and even pulls out medical journal articles about stress and memory. Turns out she's been grilling Rachel for info about my sleep and mood, using their mailbox chats as intel. While Kimberly's working her amateur psych angle on me, Dylan's across the street picking the lock at Mrs. Chen's house, timed for her weekly grocery run. She comes home, finds her late husband's ring and a family necklace gone, and calls the police. But there's no sign of a break-in, so when I try to link Dylan to it, even Mrs. Chen thinks I'm off my rocker. That night at Kimberly's emergency community safety meeting, Dylan stands up in front of everyone talking about crime waves and volunteering to lead the neighborhood watch. He reads from his notebook listing suspicious activities and, without naming me, paints me as the real threat. People start looking at me sideways. Even Rachel is upset that I'm harassing poor Dylan with my camera. Later in my garage, I hear Kimberly on the phone, her voice ice cold, talking about how Phase 2 is complete. Mrs. Chen is rattled and Patrick's credibility is destroyed. She mentions evidence, medical research, witness statements. If I cause any more trouble, they'll have me declared mentally unstable. She talks about a development timeline and pressuring remaining targets. Then I find tire tracks in my driveway that weren't there before and a note on my windshield. Stop digging. Dylan's watching me from his bedroom window, that smug smile plastered on his face. So I dig. And what I find is a bombshell. Kimberly's real estate firm filed development permits to bulldoze half the neighborhood, including every house owned by elderly residents, mine included. Every recent crime timed just before a low-ball offer from Kimberly's firm. She's not just stealing, she's terrorizing people out of their homes. Dylan's notebook isn't about safety, it's surveillance. Times people are gone, which houses are easy targets, who has what valuables. Even his volunteer crew are expelled, college friends casing homes as community safety workers. The final straw, I overhear Dylan plotting to plant Mrs. Chen's stolen jewelry in my cabin to frame me as the neighborhood thief. The plan is simple: make me the scapegoat, drive us out, and clear the path for Kimberly's development deal. But this time, I'm ready. I call Mrs. Chen to come check the cabin for lost jewelry. I watch Dylan sneak in, plant the goods, and just as he's finishing up, Mrs. Chen and I walk in. She sees him, jewelry in hand. The look on his face, priceless. He tries to stick to his script, but it's over. Neighbors gather. I show them Dylan's notebook, page after page of schedules, valuables, vulnerabilities. He's been planning robberies, not saving the neighborhood. Each neighbor starts connecting the dots, realizing Dylan's helpfulness was just a cover for surveillance. Kimberly comes barreling across the lawn, tries to play the victim, calls 911, claiming we're attacking her son. But the evidence is everywhere: stolen jewelry, Dylan's notebook, multiple witnesses. Officer Martinez shows up, and finally the truth wins out. Mrs. Chen identifies her ring. Dylan cracks under pressure, confesses that he and Kimberly set up the thefts, framed me, and terrorized the elderly to force home sales for the development scheme. As Martinez cuffs Dylan for burglary and elder abuse, Kimberly tries one last desperate move. She pulls out security footage doctored to make me look like a stalker. But the officer isn't buying it. He's got his own surveillance from an insurance fraud investigation showing I was nowhere near their house. Kimberly's lies collapse. She's arrested for conspiracy, insurance fraud, and elder abuse. Rachel finally sees the truth and breaks down, realizing she'd been manipulated into feeding them info. The fallout is swift and brutal. The story hits the local news: HOA board member arrested in elder abuse conspiracy. Kimberly loses her real estate license, the development deal falls apart, her house goes into foreclosure. Her husband files for divorce, and even Dylan turns against her. In court, Mrs. Chen's victim statement makes half the jury cry. The judge gives Kimberly 18 months in federal prison, 3 years probation, and nearly $300,000 in restitution and penalties. Dylan gets 6 months probation and community service. His life changed forever. Funny thing is, after the dust settles, the neighborhood pulls together stronger than ever. People start checking on each other, protecting the vulnerable, sharing real trust instead of living in fear. Even Rachel starts a blog to warn other families about neighborhood predators. Months later, Mrs. Chen, still gracious, forgives Dylan in person. And as for me, I'm sitting in the cabin where it all started watching my newborn son play while Mrs. Chen visits for coffee. Our property values are up, the predators are gone, and the community's more united than ever. So tell me, have you ever had neighbors try to make you feel unsafe or watched someone nearly get away with destroying a whole community? Drop a comment and let's talk about what real justice and real neighborliness looks like. And if you stuck with me through this saga, don't forget to like and share your story. Sometimes fighting back is the only way to save your home.